how is everybody doing? Let me see here. I'm getting myself set up. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. I'm sorry. I was not prepared and I'm 2 minutes late. Hold on here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Getting myself set up in case anybody wants to come in and talk about Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Now that's weird. Okay, I guess I got some mics from me setting up the stream. Go mute there. Hey, Deshaun. No, let's see. Okay, and Sugar Bay. Both of y'all are in here. Thank y'all. How are y'all doing? Let's see here. Okay. Hey, Brown Dwarf. How are you doing? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. So what's going on with you? Do you watch? Does everybody in here watch Love and Hip Hop? So I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes. And don't forget, y'all, anytime y'all are in my stream, feel free to promote your channel, support other channels. You might get some support back. Let's help each other grow. Let me see here what's going on. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Yay. Okay, so is everybody watching Love and Hip Hop? Let me know. I do have everything set up. Oh, are you serious, Brown Dwarf? And I know you do everything in the woods in your videos, but you gotta be kidding. You have a TV. Don't play like that. Okay. Um, hey, Rowdy Chica, you're just here, but you don't watch. Oh man, y'all making me feel bad. Does anybody? Does anybody watch the show? Because I don't want to bore y'all if y'all don't watch the show. We can talk about something else. But I'm hoping that people who come watch the show so we can talk about the craziest. Daquan doesn't watch it either. Thank you for coming back, Mr. New Jersey, right? Um, Now this is funny. Y'all are in here and y'all don't watch the show. So I don't want to sit here and bore y'all and talk about a show that y'all don't watch. You're listening, you know the characters, but you didn't watch this season. Poetry. Okay, so it looks. Were you able to get signed in? It looks like hopefully you were. I'm boring. I appreciate it. Okay, so look, y'all throwing me off because I said, okay, well, let me just set up a live stream, and that way, if I schedule it, then people who watch the show might come in. And I understand that. I do understand, Rowdy Chica, with you being in school. Oh, and you're working too. Because, yeah, when I was in school, I think the only thing that I was watching was like DVDs. Oh, you still on your phone. We got to get that figured out, poetry. I would watch DVDs of Seinfeld, but I didn't know like what was on TV. I didn't know what was going on in real time. And I wasn't even working. I was just going to school and dancing in a dance company. But that seemed to take up all my time. Let's see. Okay, so look, Daquan is trying to come up with a subject. Let's see what he's saying. Let's talk about these fools though, because you still watch her. So people do actually do that. I see people comment all the time on other people's things. Well, I don't watch the show, but I still watch the reviews. And I always figure those people are just kissing ass. They just want to get a nice comment from a reviewer they like. Like, goddamn well you watch the show. Like, but I guess I shouldn't be assuming that people are lying. That's bad on me. Let's see here. Looks like Daquan's trying to come with a topic. If y'all don't want to talk about Love and Hip Hop because y'all don't watch it, now throw some other stuff out there for me. And then when some people come in who do talk about it, I'm going to just have to switch over and talk about the show. I don't want to double up and kill more brain cells. Yeah, now one thing that I can say, thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that, Rowdy Chica. You're very supportive, and I always see you in here. And I appreciate it because, look, we've talked about this before. We've had some people come in and support me no matter what I'm talking about, even if they're not even really interested in the topic. So I appreciate that. So, okay, I'll do it like we've been doing when we do these videos and we just kind of take things from the show and just relate it to real life. So we got K. Michelle. I don't know if y'all know who she is, but she started out, as far as I know, with reality TV on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And she's one of the few people who actually used the Love and Hip Hop platform to make a music career for herself. And she got off of the show for a while. Now she's back on, and I kind of think she's back on because she needs to check. And it doesn't seem like, from what I'm understanding, doesn't sound like radio is really playing her music. But when she was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, she, is a small girl, but she had this huge, gigantic ass. Like all the girls get, all the girls you see on reality TV, the girls you see on Instagram. She got, everybody wants that Instagram model body, right? The IG model body. So all these women were getting these ass injections, butt injections, and that's what she got. And so now we're at a point on this show. She's on the Hollywood franchise now, and she's having to have those injections removed. You heard ass. Well, I should have known that would get Slick here. How are you doing, Slick? Do you watch Love and Hip Hop? Because I'm just talking about some things in general. But how are you doing? I'm glad you're here. But trying to take some things from the show and just talk about it then in real life terms. So y'all see these girls with these fake asses. We know Slick likes it because he gave Iggy Azalea a vote on our Queens of Rap and Hip Hop just because he likes her ass, which we all know is fake. But what do y'all think about the girls getting their fake asses and breast implants and all this stuff? Because now the lady that we're talking about from the show, she's having to have those implants removed because it's making her sick. She's experiencing like major fatigue. She says like when she performs her shows, she can't go for more than what used to be easy. She was saying like to do an hour and a half set now it's just taking the wind out of her. And then the doctor, he's talking to her and saying that like whatever was injected in her, he said that it's like motor oil and it's seeping out of like the targeted site and it's just going in different places in her body. And so as it moves around, scar tissue is forming around this stuff. So he can't even remove everything that was put into her body. And so he's having, the surgery is going to be difficult. She's going to have this, serious scarring and everything. So let's just talk about that. What do you all think about women getting all these injections in their bodies, these foreign things in their bodies so that they can look like Instagram models or look like the girls you see on Love and Hip Hop? I think that I mean, I don't care like as far as like it being a moral thing. I think you do what you want. If it makes you feel good, if you think it makes you look good, then you go for it. You can afford it, whatever. However, I do just say, please be careful and be safe because girls are talking about going to these, hotels. Hey, American Copperhead, thank you for coming in. Girls are talking about like going into hotels and like paying someone $2,000 cash and just having who knows what injected into their bodies. And now I think though, I think if I were to go that route, and I don't think that I ever would, but if I were to go that route, let's say I wanted to get a bigger ass and squats aren't working for me, my genetics failed and I just lost my ass, whatever, I would probably consider the fat transfer procedure because it's like fat from your own body that they just take and move into another area of your body. That's probably the only way that I would feel safe doing something like that. So let me see what y'all are saying. Daquan says, let's talk about blacks starting business. It's the only way. Okay, well, since I waited for a while to get a subject, and there's probably a lag. I will do that for another live stream, and I'll schedule it so the people who want to talk about that, we can do that. And so, like for now, because it looks like the people who are in here, they don't even watch Love and Hip Hop, which that's fine. But I want to stay somewhat on the topic, so people who come in here later, if they watch the show, then they can kind of just hop on to what we're talking about. So I'm trying to just take things from the show and just let's talk about in terms of real life these situations. Poetry says they need therapy, some serious self-image issues, they doing the most. Yeah, and it does, I mean, it seems extreme, and there's a story, let me know if you all know who she is. There's a lady who is really big on Instagram. She has a huge fitness platform, and she had some of those ass injections, and she would pride herself on her very tiny waist and her very big butt. When she's out there in Atlanta, and y'all know that that's like what all the girls look like in Atlanta. They all go to, I think it's somebody they call Dr. Curves in Atlanta, and he hooks them up. They have, Dr. Miami down there in Florida, whatever. But I think that in Atlanta, they're going to some guy named Dr. Curves, and she went to someone. And I don't know if she went to a reputable doctor, but anyway, she's a really popular girl on Instagram. If y'all know who I'm talking about, let me know. But she, like I said, prided herself on her big ass and her little waist, and was able to con all these women into following her fitness platform, paying to come to her boot camps because they think that if they keep doing the exercises that she does, they're going to get a big round ass like she got. And then at the end of the day, she ended up going to get injections, which is something that they could have done. They could have saved their time and probably spent, the money they spent over several months, going to classes and just doing exactly what she did and getting the ass injections, and not wasted their time, not, gotten their heart rate all up. But the only reason that I know that this woman has injections now is because she's having to have them removed. And this actually is a story from probably the end of last year. She had to have her ass injections removed because they were making her sick. She's a fairer skinned black woman, but like they were making her butt much darker than the rest of her body because whatever was in there was just poisoning her body. And she was using it as a gimmick, to get women to follow her on Instagram. You get enough Instagram followers, then that means you're probably able to get product endorsements, and then people automatically just buy into whatever you're doing. So she was able to get people coming into her fitness classes. And yeah, so in the end, it didn't work out for her, and she had to expose herself. But I wonder how these women feel. Do they want their money back? Do they feel duped because they went to go and try to get a big ass from such and such an Instagram girl and it didn't work out? Let's see here. Okay, y'all always feel free to support each other in this live stream, promote your channel and support each other in this live stream. That's fine with me no matter what I'm talking about. Anytime you come in here. American Copperhead said that's messed up and Poetry doesn't know who she is. Okay, cool. So that's one of the storylines. And then we have a girl named Apple Watts on Love and Hip Hop this season. She's not really a girl. She's a grown woman. She's a stripper. She has 2 children, and she, unlike and I know that it's like everybody on they don't get paid a lot to do Love and Hip Hop, and so to a degree, everybody is on there struggling, but people are able to cover up their struggle. Some people cover it up a little bit better than others. But Apple Watts lives, I believe, in Compton. And that was something that we got to know about her on her first episode there. She went and, hi Geraldine, I'm doing great, how are you? She went to strip at some party for one of the cast members, and then they show her taking this long cab ride home to Compton. So she doesn't live anywhere near the glitz and the glamour of Hollywood. She lives in Compton, and she's stripping, and she's trying to get out of the stripping game by rapping. Now, frankly, I don't think that her rapping skills are all that good. But let's just, okay, before I go into a deeper subject about her, and I actually like this young lady because she seems like she has some character. Whether or not she can rap or whatever is, I won't say it's neither here nor there. I don't think that she's the best rapper, but she has shown on this show in different situations that she's been in that she has some character about herself. So I do like this Apple Watts girl. But let's talk about just the notion of how strippers, it seems like strippers, when they decide that they want to stop stripping, it seems like rap is the next go-to. Am I the only one who sees this? It seems like that's what every stripper's exit strategy is for stripping, is I'm just going to go into the rap game. Do y'all see it that way, or am I missing something? Is there some other career path that's pretty popular for strippers or people who want to be ex-strippers to go into? But it seems like, at least looking at Love and Hip Hop, that's what every girl, I mean, I can't think of how many girls on there who've been strippers and now they're trying to make it in the music game. So what do y'all think about that? I mean, some of them are talented. Now, I will say that girl, I don't know if you all remember a girl named Johnny Blaze who was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I think. Um, she was a stripper, but like she could actually play the piano and she seemed like a good writer. She had a good voice. She seemed to have a talent, but I don't know, like she seems to still kind of be caught up in reality TV world. Okay, Slick says porn. I guess that would be like a natural progression, I guess. But if the point is that they want to get out of the whole idea of having to take off their clothes to make money, then what do they do? But I see, at least on TV, it seems like every stripper who decides I don't want to strip anymore, I need to rap. So is this something that's like just a worn out thing, or am I looking too much into it, or is it just too much? Is it just too much Love and Hip Hop? Does that only happen on Love and Hip Hop? We can talk about that, but then I don't see any comments coming in on that, so I'll go on and move on with Apple Watch. And if I see some comments, I'll come back to it. I'll go on and move on with Apple Watch. Don't forget, y'all, please promote your channels, support each other in this live stream. So Apple Watch, she has a situation. Yes, she's a stripper, but she grew up in foster homes, in and out of different foster homes. She didn't say exactly what the situation was with her mom. She just said that her mom got caught up. So it leads me to believe that her mom either was on drugs or was caught up in some other criminal activity that caused her to lose custody of her children. And I don't know how many children there were, but anyway, this particular girl went into the foster care system at a young age. And on this season, and this is her first season on Love and Hip Hop, she's meeting her father. She's trying to develop a relationship with him, and she's finding it really hard and frustrating to do because he was never there when she was growing up. He claims that he didn't know that she was in the foster care system. But her thing is, you knew that I existed. You know, he's like, I didn't even know that you were in foster care until you told me. But the thing is that he had 4 other children who he took care of. He raised, and he said, you know, if I would have known what was going on with you, I would have taken you into my home. And so for her, hey East Dad, wow, thank you for coming in. I haven't seen you in forever. Do you watch Love and Hip Hop? Because that's what I'm talking about. Everybody in the stream doesn't watch it, so I'm trying to pull things from the show to discuss, just in a broader, more general way so that we can all be included in the conversation. And please feel free to promote your channel and support other channels. That's always the standard in my live stream. So she's feeling really frustrated because her dad, he's making it clear that he wants a relationship with her. But she says, you know, where were you all that time? You know, I'm frustrated and I'm finding it hard to get past my anger with you. I want a relationship with you, but I'm really angry. And so is that a situation that either you have been in or that you've seen someone deal with, a father trying to come into the picture late in the game? Because even though I don't really take Apple Watch seriously as a rapper, I do like seeing this dynamic of her just being a real person and seeing what she's going through with her father. And her father does seem like he's trying to be genuine. He says, you know, well, I can't change the past, but I will pay for counseling for both of us if that's something that you want to do. And she says that she realizes that she says, I need mental help to deal with this. So what do you all think about that? Not necessarily as a storyline, but just in real life. You know, if you don't watch the show, not as a storyline, but if you, if you, whether or not you watch the show, what do you all think about that? Because that's something that I seem to see a lot. Usually, if there's one parent, it's the mom who sticks around with the kids. But if there's a father who knew that this child was out there, like how did you not check on her all these years? How did you not know? And it's not that you're not capable of raising children. I'm sure that that adds extra resentment for her because you raised 4 other children. You know, you had a home. Things seem stable for those other kids. Hi, Queen of Hearts. Thanks for coming in. So let me know what y'all think about that, and I'll go back to the other comments. Hold on here. Let's see here. Oh, wait. I saw that American Copperhead said something earlier. Let me get to what her comment was. Okay, you said, okay, as far as strippers wanting to leave stripping and go into another career, Copperhead says, I don't see how they'd have many other opportunities. So you feel like, I guess, and the thing is though, and I agree with you. I mean, unless like a lot of strippers say they really were stripping to put themselves through school, and like where are all these degrees, coming out of the strip clubs? Like we always, that's like the line that we always hear. I'm just putting myself through school, but they're like, okay, well then where's the bachelor's degree? Where's the associate's degree? Like, if you want to get out of stripping, like, and you were putting yourself through school, how about putting that degree to use, right? But yeah, I agree that they probably don't have many other opportunities. But and if you look at, well, I want to go from stripping to rapping. Rapping is hard to get into, so it's just almost like probably feels like a dead end thing for them if they feel like, especially if they feel like they have to entertain as well. Rapping is not the like to get into the music industry. Period is not so easy. I mean, I guess it's easier now than it used to be because people can use things like SoundCloud, YouTube, all kinds of social media, Instagram to promote their music. But still, that just seems like a really far-fetched dream, for anybody, even people who grew up, and this is all I've ever wanted to do. And, I've worked on music all my life. Like everyone doesn't make it in the music industry. So it's just strange for me to think that strippers can just think, well, I just go from the strip club straight to the studio and start making some, putting some hot bars over some hot beats, and voila, I have another career. So, yeah, okay, you said many other options. Okay, you corrected that to say other options. Gotcha, I got you. But same thing, really. Um, and American Copperhead said, I think it's good that he's trying, but the damage has been done. He can't change it, but she can't. Yeah, she can't just get over it like a light switch. Thank you, Queen of Hearts, for smashing that thumbs up button for me. I appreciate everybody who smashed the thumbs up button for me. Thank you. Um, I came on the tail end. She was in foster care, or was she adopted? No, she said that she was in and out of different foster homes. She said she was in the system, is the way that she put it. And so it sounds like she had a very horrible childhood. I never heard her say that she was adopted by anyone. So it kind of seems like, she's a street kid. The streets raised her. So maybe stripping was probably, a logical option for somebody with her background, with the childhood that she had. Sounds like mom was just not there. All that she said was that mom got caught up, and the way that she says it makes me believe that her mom was probably in prison most of her childhood. Um, let's see. And I don't know how I would feel if my dad had not been there. And I know that, kids hold resentment, and adults hold resentment when their parents did not raise them. And it's hard to let people enter your life. And Nia, you have trust issues. And I think that she mentioned that she has trust issues because of her dad. So that wouldn't be surprising. Let's see, Poetry said, I would feel some kind of way too if he knew, but living with him may not have been any better. And I wonder, because from the way that she talks, she makes it sound like, because there were 4 other kids who he raised, and she makes it sound like their life must have been a lot better than hers. And even he said, well, I didn't know that you were in foster care until you told me. I mean, if I would have known, I would have taken you in. I had a home. He makes it sound like he had a very stable environment. And so it seems like whatever he had to offer, it would have been better than what she was dealing with. And I think that that's part of her resentment too. Like, here you are now. Like, where were you when I was 10 and you could have saved me and I could have had a chance? I kind of feel like that's what I'm hearing when I hear her talk. Poetry says, my dad wasn't in my life directly, but he was beating the hell out of my siblings. Wow, I'm glad he wasn't in my life. Wow, and that's something to consider too, because people always like to put it out there, like that it's just some automatic assumption that kids who grew up in two-parent households or with both parents present, whether whether both parents are married or not, if both parents are able to co-parent, that the kids will turn out better. And that's not always necessarily the case. Sometimes being a single mom or being a single dad is the best thing for that kid because the other parent isn't um, capable of raising a child properly. And I don't have children, but um, I think if I did, I would much rather if I ended up for whatever reason becoming a single mom, and I knew that my child's father was an abusive person, I would just rather say, you know what, we'll send dad a card on Christmas and you just stay with me. Find some other positive male influences from somewhere else. But um, two parents aren't always great when one or both of them is fucked up. That's not like, yeah, it sounds good. It sounds stable. A two parent, family, a two parent household, but not always. Um, let's see, yeah, poetry. My parents got a divorce, and I'm so glad I ended up with my mother and her side of the family. Wow, and okay, and let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Um, it seems like 8 or 9 times out of 10, when a situation ends in divorce, or when a situation comes from just a child being born out of wedlock, the child ends up with the mother. Um, and not always, because there are situations when mom is all I had, but mom is fucked up too. But it seems like for most people, mom seems to be the more stable parent. And I look at women very, very strange when there's a woman and a man in the picture and the man has custody of the child. Because women almost always just, if there's a custody situation, women almost always are just given that, the child needs to be with the mother, or at least, 75% of the time, dad can come on the weekends. Women get custody. So when I see it that there's a woman who does not have custody of her child and there's a man present, I look at her like with a very strong side eye. Not that, and both parents should share an equal responsibility, but there's just something about women, um, the natural instinct, I guess, that women seem to have for being more nurturing. I really, really question what's going on when women don't have custody of their children. It just makes me think like, what's really going on with you? And yeah, I judge, and when I see something like that, um, poetry says, right. So I understand her wanting one of her parents to be there, but sometimes it's for the best. Yeah, yeah, poetry, you're right. And I don't know, like her dad on camera, and with her being a grown woman, he seems like a stable guy, but there is just no excuse for him not checking on the child who he knew was out there. And whether, he knew she was in foster care or not, that tells me that you also then were not in touch with the child's mother. I mean, you knew that your seed was with this woman. I mean, was your plan to just drop her off and, she'll take care of it till she's 18, and then I'll step back in my daughter's life when she's grown and I don't have to worry about anything? So he was still wrong. He was dead wrong then, but he does seem like he's remorseful now, really wanting to make a change. So I'm hoping that it just goes the way that Apple wants it to go. Whatever it is this girl wants, that's what I hope. Daquan says that we should raise our kids like Asian parents. LOL, the kids are the most successful and least likely to divorce, and least likely to divorce, and least likely to divorce. Eat your hot out white people. Well, um, I guess in order for us to raise our kids like Asian parents, someone would have to raise us like, Asian kids were raised. We have to have some kind of foundation to be able to do that, and I don't know what it is, and yeah, that they are successful, but they also have very high suicide rates too in Asian communities. So that's something to look at. There's never anything that's just like always the correct, answer. Like this is the way that it should be done. No one culture, has it all figured out. But I hear you. Let's see here. And Poetry says both of my parents weren't stable. Lord. Um, yeah. And that's really fucked up. And that, I mean, that happens. And That's how it was for one of my cousins growing up, and she would spend a lot of time with our family. Um, but yeah, and I mean, poetry, you, I mean, there are things that I know, but you are a very strong lady and must have been a very strong young girl to say that, you didn't really have either parent, being the parent, I guess, that, that kids need. And to look at how you are with your daughter, and it's like, I don't know, like where you got it from or whatever. I guess like you just knew what you needed to do and you knew what you wanted for your life. You must be very strong willed. So I am just like, you're amazing to me. So my hats off to you. Let's see here. Yeah, mama's baby, daddy's maybe is usually a theory. Yep, poetry, that is what they say. I forgot, least likely to go to jail. Yeah, but nothing's like all perfect with anybody. But I hear what you're saying, Daquan. Let's see here. Poetry says, don't believe the hype. A lot of Asians wives feel like slaves. Yep, yep, and yeah, it's not all roses for anybody. Like I said, no one culture, no one group of people has, the market cornered on living right. We all got our things going on. And then just something that I noticed when I saw that scene, there was a scene where this particular girl, Apple Watts, was talking to another castmate about the situation with her dad, and just something that I noticed with Love and Hip Hop in general, they have major continuity issues because her hair was braided a certain way in one scene, and they flash back to the girl she's talking to, then they show her again, and her braids are like totally different. And this has happened more than once on Love and Hip Hop. The same thing happened with a girl named Masika, who used to be on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. There was some scene they were filming, and they kept flashing the camera back to the girl she's talking to in the scene, and then at one point she had one braid going down the middle, and then when they would flash back to her, she'd have three braids. And I'm like, what? Okay, wait. Like, do they think that we don't see this? And then there was another one, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, when Jessica Dime had her baby. They show her coming out of the house, getting ready to go in the car. She and her husband, or she and her fiance, with the bag that they need, and all her whatever that she needs so she can go to the hospital and deliver this baby. And she has her hair like in a bun. And then when they show her at the hospital after she's delivered the baby, she's like got a head full of box braids. And I'm like, what? Like, okay, I know it's been a while because she was in labor, but I'm sure that we didn't have time to get a hairstylist in here to come and get that blonde hair off of her and give her a full black head of box braids. Like, y'all need to stop tripping with this. Let's see here. Daquan says Asian women worship white men. They leave their men for white men, and the ironic part is Asian men are the most successful men in the country. So why would they complain? LOL, white worship. Um, yeah. There are they Asian women um are probably the only group of people who date out more than black men and seem to be disrespectful to their counterparts in the way that often black men are with black women, and will just openly, publicly disrespect them. Um, but there's a market. A lot of white men want Asian women now. Um, they I guess that they feel like they're doing what's best for them. But yeah, Asian men do seem to be monetarily successful, but I mean, I don't know what it is that is driving them apart that way. But yeah, they want white men, and white men want Asian women. I mean, it's just working out that way. I don't know what the deal is. Let's see here. Oh, Poetry, you remember that scene with Jessica Dime? Is that what you're saying? Or with Masika? I don't know which one. Black women always cry and scream and say, I want our men to be successful. They have that in their men, and they still ain't happy. Yeah, yeah, and you know what, Daquan, and that's kind of why I think that's kind of why I think that black women, I always say we need to open our options. I never say that we need to leave black men alone, but black men and black women, we're successful in our own right, but those of us who want to be with a partner, I don't think that it's wise for black women to just sit around and, oh, black men don't have this, black men don't do that, black men, and we are the most race loyal group of people, and I don't think that we need to be so race loyal, and especially when we don't get that same reciprocity. Black men aren't loyal to us the way that black women are loyal to them. And so I just think that it's smart for black women to look at their options all across the board if they want to have a mate. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I do agree that what black women are saying they want in black men, Asian women already have in Asian men as far as being successful. And so I don't think, but I won't say that Asian women are stupid. I'm sure that they have their reasons, some of them to do what they do, but it does come across as disrespectful. It comes across as the same type of disrespect that Asian women and black men, I think, are the most disrespectful to their opposite sex counterparts that I see. Like they just outwardly say things and do things that I think are ridiculous, and I don't see Asian men um, disrespecting Asian women the way that I see Asian women disrespecting Asian men, and same with black women and black men. But they want more than money. I'm sure they want love. They want, probably to feel a sense of freedom. They don't want to feel like they're, living in some communist regime when they're at home. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's see here. American Copperhead says maybe they enjoy. Oh, thank you for coming, Queens of Heart. Maybe they enjoy the freedom they have with white men, and maybe that could be what it is. Let's see. Actually, you're also wrong, like the other YouTubers, because Hispanics stayed out at 28 and 26%. So actually, has panic people and I guess Hispanic people and Asian women date out more than black men. I'd have to check that, but anyway, let's and I don't want to make this a whole race thing. I wanted to talk about stuff like that. You seem like really, really race related, and I have race related videos, but that's not really what I want to get into. But let's see here. Twisted says, "Boys stop. Black women are more successful than black men, and black men tend to be intimidated by black women." I see that a lot too. And I talked about that on the my struggle love video, struggle love propaganda that I think black women are fed, and I kind of touched on that poetry in the insecure video that you saw. But like I kind of was looking for a lighthearted conversation today. I didn't feel like getting into a bunch of gender war, race war things, but let's see here. White men who are average date Asian women because they can get a better looking Asian woman. Asian women bottom shelf brads. I don't know. Okay, it's not just about success. I run across all sorts of successful assholes. Yeah, they are not marriage material. That's yeah. There's assholes in all races. I must admit that. Let's see. Black men make more than black women, like all men compared to their women. Thank you. Um, I don't know that that's true either, Daquan. You have different statistics than what I read and see, and I know that we are more educated as a whole than black men. And as far as I know, we are out earning black men. I know as far as the last 5 black men I dated, I was out earning 4 of them significantly. Um, yeah, I don't know where you're getting your information. If you want to drop some links, I'll be interested to see. But I don't know that to be true. What you're putting in there, I won't say that it's wrong, but I don't know for that to be true. On average, black women make more than black men. Yeah, that's been my personal experience. But okay, so let's get on to the next thing. So we have, yeah, we talked about Tierra Marie before this season started. I had not heard of Tierra Marie before Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. And a lot of the reviewers that I watched, they all knew who she was. They knew her music, and I didn't know her music like that. By Deshawn, I didn't know her music like that. Well, I didn't know anything about her, and so I was wondering, like, because everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, Tia Marie, she's gonna be on here. I can't wait to see it." And so, the last time that we talked about Tia Marie, and we talked about her on this channel in a Sunday Funday live stream, it was because she had that video leaked, and I don't know if y'all remember, if y'all were in the live stream, or if y'all saw it somewhere else, but a video leaked of her performing oral sex on somebody, and it looks like that's going to be part of her storyline for this season. But it looks like she's the guy who was in that video, who she was sucking off. Looks like he's a married man, and basically seems like she's part of a harem because he has another woman now that another one of the castmates has discovered or let us know about, and then there's his wife who was brought onto the show. And so I guess we could talk about that, the notion of side chicks and sister wives and stuff, because there are women out there who don't mind the idea of sharing a man. And my thing is, though, I think that as long as you are upfront and honest, that, like, even like, let's say a man is approaching a woman because he's interested in her, but he's married. But I think that if you tell a woman I'm married, probably 2 to 3 times out of 10, that won't bother some women. Like, nobody wants to be cheated on, but there's some women out there who don't care, who will gladly play a side hoe position or something. I just think that it's always great to lay the cards on the table. Some people think that it's okay for men to have multiple wives and multiple women or whatever, but it's so funny when I hear men talking about that, saying that that's what they want. They never are even financially capable of really taking care of one woman, and sometimes even themselves. And so, if that's what people are into, then that's what they're into, and I'm fine with it as long as everybody agrees with it. But it's not for me. And also, when I hear people talk about polygamy, I never hear people talk about it in terms of the woman being the one who has multiple husbands instead of the other way around. And so there was, I don't know if y'all remember, a while ago, back when I was on Facebook, so I know this was a while ago, there was this video that I used to always see of this light skinned girl. She damn near looked albino. She had some kind of weird features about herself. But anyway, she was talking about polygamy and, basically, sharing a husband with all these women, and how great it would be, like, for the community and for the children, and it would make for the stable family. And I would see all these dusty hoteps on there commenting like, "Yeah, this is knows what's up, yada yada yada." Like, anytime I would see this video floating around a lot, which said a lot about some of the friends that I had on Facebook, obviously. But whenever I would comment on the video, I would just for the sake of being a dickhead, well, yeah, this does sound like a good idea. I think that I should get like 5 husbands, or I think that all women should have several husbands, because we just need different men to do different things. And I would say it totally in jest. And some people caught on to that, but men would come under my comments and they'd be so mad, and that's not what she's saying, and that's not how it's gonna work, and yada yada yada. Like, they would get so mad. And I'm like, well, then if we're just saying that polygamy is okay, then why can't the woman be the one, to have all the several husbands? But anyway, like I said, Dusty Hotels, what's the point of arguing with them? Let me see, what are y'all saying? Black women on average make 13, 14 an hour. Black men make 17 an hour. I know all my statistics, y'all just be saying. Okay, you're saying that, but Daquan, if you don't have anything to back it up, I don't know how to. I mean, if you give me some links or whatever, I'll look and I'll consider. but even I don't know like why we're like hung up on race stuff because that's not even a topic. But if you want to talk about it, fine. But I don't know where you're getting your stats from. We all seem to have different stats than what you have on this subject. But I mean, I'm willing to explore it. Let's see. She was on Basketball Wives as Royce's friend too. Are you talking about Tierra Marie? She was on that, and I've never seen an episode of Basketball Wives, so I'm guessing that, or are you talking? Because I've named so many cast members now, just kind of going over stuff. I never seen Basketball Wives. I'm lost. So how much your white fiance or husband or whatever? How much is he making? Why am I going to give you personal information about what I'm making or anybody in my family is making? What is? Why would you ask me that? What is wrong with you? Um, okay, so what else? Let's see. Yeah, seriously. Okay. And like I said, I don't mind like getting into a discussion or something, but I'm not going to deal in fantasy either. And I'm willing to consider that maybe the things that I've read are wrong. But just if you're saying that everybody on here is wrong, then I need you to give me something that shows that you're right, because I don't understand how all three of us are having totally different statistics than what he has. So that's all I'm saying. I don't like to run people off or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, we can have a civil conversation about stuff. Um, okay, so nothing on the notion of sister wives and side hoes and any of that. Y'all want me to go on? And then this girl Paris, she's the one who's digging up all the dirt on this guy that Tierra Marie is seeing. And I think that she's just doing that because she doesn't have a storyline. She apparently used to work for K Michelle, and apparently K Michelle put her on blast a while ago because she stole money from K Michelle. And what she's saying is that she got an Uber ride like for $50 and use one of K Michelle's cars to pay for it, and it's not like K Michelle making it out to be. But still, if you did that without her knowledge, that is still stealing. But I know that K Michelle can be a bit of a drama queen and has a way of blowing things out of proportion. So I wouldn't be surprised if K Michelle blew that up. But anyway, and this Paris girl, she's annoying. She's built like a linebacker and she's annoying. So anyway, let's see here. You did seem to have a problem letting everybody know how broke your black man wear. You didn't seem to have a problem letting everybody know how broke your last four black men wear. Thank you. I'm from Jersey. I'm not a fuck boy from Iowa. Okay, I don't know what that means. I didn't say how much anyone earned. So I just said that I out earned them. I didn't say anything about how much people earned. So if you just want to be argumentative, this is probably not the stream for you. If you want to come in and talk about what we're talking about, or if you even want to provide proof of the statistics that you have that we don't have, then that's fine. But I'm not going to just sit here and go back and forth arguing. That's not what we do. We have fun on this stream. So let's see here. Brooke and Bridget. Oh, hi Nathan. Thank you for coming in. Don't have as many people as we did a little bit earlier, but still always feel free to promote your channel and support other channels. I know that I always see you supporting other people in other streams. So good to have you here. Thank you for coming. Let's see here. Okay, this girl, Bridget, another girl who apparently had somewhat of a singing career before she got on this show. Another girl that I've heard everybody say she sings really well, and she does. I've heard her sing on the show, and she has a beautiful voice, but it's like she's using this platform just to be involved in drama. And that's something that I don't understand about love and hip hop in general, especially for the people who already had careers in music, whether they like were careers that just took off or whether they were, whatever. Um, I understood why people don't just come on this platform and use it to make a big career for themselves if they want to have a music career. And it seems like the people who come on who didn't have a career before, they're the ones like who are hungry and who are using the platform to actually try to get some music out. So far, like the stripper Apple, I've seen her working in the studio. Who else have I seen? I've seen this new girl named La Brittany. Never heard of her. She's some girl from Detroit. I've seen her in the studio. Tierra Marie has been on 5 seasons, and we finally saw her shooting a music video. Who else? Ray J. Don't see him working on music, but he does have some things going on with like his electronics company. He literally like inked a $31 million deal with his that company that does the Scooty bikes, and they have like headphones, they have all this other stuff. So Ray J, I mean, he comes across as like just this annoying little creep, but he is really smart. I mean, like he has some things going on, so it might not necessarily be with his music, but I'll say that he's using the platform the right way, even though he's not like in the studio. We don't hear him singing. He doesn't have to sing another note to raise any money. And if you look, Ray J also has a lot of production credits on different reality shows, like executive producer credits, like on stuff like Bad Girls Club, and I guess that he did his own little reality show, like For the Love of Ray J or some shit like that. So that boy, I mean, he comes across like this little goofball, and I think that he's good for comic relief on the show. But he's out there like really making some money. So I'm feeling whatever it is that Ray J is doing. Let's see here. But anyway, yeah. So Bridget, like I said, never heard of her before the show. But then Brooke Valentine, someone who I had heard of before the show. Again, this is her second season on there. She did like some kind of little showcase her first season, and y'all know they Love and Hip Hop is good for putting on a showcase, and it like doesn't go anywhere, doesn't do anything for anybody. And so Brooke is the one who had that song "Girl Fight," and as far as I know, she's a one-hit wonder. And so okay, I don't know what the issue is. You can go drop it on one of my other videos, Jaquan. That's fine. So anyway, um, Brooke, I mean, she's looking good. She's looking great, but I think that she's kind of like come to Love and Hip Hop to just be a Love and Hip Hop cast member. And apparently, the girl can actually sing, and that Girl Fight song didn't really showcase her vocals. So I hope that she doesn't spend like another 5 seasons on this show and just Tierra Marie this whole thing. I would like to see Brooke actually put out some music, but she's just kind of letting herself be a crazy person, chasing behind this guy who was married the first season that she was on here, which was just last season. I don't know. I don't like what I'm watching this girl do to herself, but I do wish that the people who we know, like, we've listened to their music before, we bought their music, we've seen them chart, we watched their videos. I wish that they would come onto this platform and use it to like revive their music career, because you really can do that with this platform. And I just rarely see the ones who had like some kind of career come on and use love and hip hop for that purpose. So now, we got this guy, Rockstar, who is apparently um, a super producer. They call him a super producer or a mega producer. But anyway, he's produced for J Lo and other people like who have big names in the industry, and he's super duper annoying. But he's on this show this season, and he's getting ready to produce a track for this girl who was also on last season, who was just someone else's side piece. And so he uh, actually made me laugh, and I find him very annoying, but he did make me laugh on this particular episode, because the girl who he's producing the track for, she's in the studio singing. She sounds absolutely horrible, and he's just like, she can see him through the booth, and he's just acting like he's just jamming, and like her music sounds. That's Rocco, my dog. He's acting like her music sounds so good, and but he's telling us in his confessional he's gonna have to put a lot of reverb on this, a lot of auto tune, a lot of prayers, just something to make this music sound good. And so I just think that whoever he is, they say that he has Grammys and everything, but I guess that maybe his music producing career has taken a downturn for him to even be on Love and Hip Hop in the first place, or maybe he just wants some visibility, but it does seem like his music career is not where he wants it to be. So I would say to that, like, what do y'all think about people who have had awesome careers on Love and Hip Hop, and then they come on Love and Hip Hop? What do y'all think? Do they lose credibility now for coming on this show? Or do we say there has been, they're washed up because, like, dude, you were working with J Lo, and now you're here on Love and Hip Hop working with this girl we've never heard of. So, and then I guess just people who do reality TV in general, because I even kind of think back to Real Housewives of Atlanta when what is her name? The girl who played Tootie. Now I can't think of her name. I can't think of her name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The girl who played Two Different Facts of Life. When she got on, when she went to Real Housewives of Atlanta, I thought that even though I hadn't seen her working or anything, I thought that that was a major step down for her. And I just feel like that in general, people don't come on to reality TV shows unless they need the money or they're looking for a fame boost. And she has quite a resume behind her. So I just kind of always, I'm always just curious, like, what is the purpose? Like, we all know who you are. Why are you like? It seems like a downgrade for people who have like real Hollywood credits to come on to any kind of reality platform. Let's see here. Okay, you put them on my last video. Okay, I'll take a look. Let's see here. Shoot, I'm losing my place in the comments. American Copperhead says, Ty, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I don't really understand the dynamic of that show. I know it's a reality show, but I'm not sure what the end game is. And see, that's the thing. There's no end game, and that's funny that you say that because that used to be the only type of reality TV that I would watch. I love watching Hell's Kitchen because it was a reality show competition, and so I know at the end someone's going to win a $250,000 salary. They'll be Chef Ramsay's, new head chef at whatever restaurant. And so I loved watching Hell's Kitchen. And then like one day, and actually it was being with my ex-husband. He was like already into reality TV, and so I just started watching it with him. Now there's some stuff that even I can't do. And he would like watch everything. Oh my God, I love Hell's Kitchen. I love Chef Gordon Ramsay. And I just love everything about that show. I mean, Hell's Kitchen. And you know what? I need to see when I haven't kept up to see when it starts. And I follow him on Twitter. And I did watch the All-Star season. I guess that was the last. I don't know if that was their last season, but that was the last season that I watched a full season. But that would be a fun show for me to review. And I don't know if people are actually out there reviewing that show, but that's something that I like really got into. But that's the kind of reality TV that I like. Let's see, I don't know when it starts up again, but I want to watch. Yeah, now that is something that I need to review because that's something that I would really get into that every single season. And they did All Stars the last time, and they brought back, I don't know if you remember that girl Elise. They brought her back, and they brought Barbie back. Those were the two black girls they brought back. And I did hate it because they didn't get along, and I wanted to see them click and work together, until like hopefully it got down to the final three or two and they had to go head to head. I just wanted to see those two girls work together, and it just did not work out. And I hated that because they were both such talented girls, different personalities and everything, but not necessarily to where I thought that the personalities would clash. And it was kind of just like Elise just turned on her. So now I'm talking about something that's totally off topic. But yeah, really with Love and Hip Hop, there does not seem to be an end game. It's just another reality show. It's just another drama show. If people are smart, then they have an end game. If they come and play the game like a K Michelle or like a Cardi B, then they come in and they use this to actually promote their music instead of just being involved in drama. And I think you do have to be involved in drama to some degree to make people think that your character is interesting, because unfortunately, if you come onto this show and you just do your music, then people are gonna be like, "Oh, she's boring. Don't bring her back." But I think that the end game, there is no end game. They're on there to have drama. They're on there to be dramatic. Let's see here. What now? Um, Daquan, you know what? I think you should have your own channel. And actually, I'm at an hour, so I'm going to end the stream. But like, I noticed that like the last couple of times you've been in my stream, like you don't really talk about what we're talking about. But I think that you should start your own channel so that you can do things your way. And I'm not saying that I don't want you in here, but um, it's so off topic. But anyway, I'm at my hour, so I'm going to go on and cut this stream. And I appreciate everybody who came in for as long as you came in. And even though y'all didn't even want to talk about the show and y'all knew what I was talking about, it's all good. I appreciate it, and I will be back for another stream, I'm sure. But I'll have some other videos. I have so much stuff that I have here that I need to review, so I'll be putting up some more product reviews for sure. And I have something new coming. Poetry knows about it. A new little feature coming from my channel. I'll just see how that takes off. But thank you all so much. I'll see you on the next stream and the next video. Bye, everybody. Everybody who's in here, I appreciate y'all. American Copperhead Poetry. You all know I love y'all. Daquan, get your own channel for real. I mean that. Like, not even trying to be sarcastic or funny. You should do your own thing, because I have my stuff planned out and I'm not getting into race and gender wars here on my channel when I'm talking about fun stuff. So I will see y'all on the next one. Yeah, he is trying to run my channel. Like, everybody can get a YouTube channel. Get your YouTube channel going. Thank you. I appreciate it, American Copperhead. I appreciate you always. I love y'all. I'll see you later. Bye bye.